Yes, guys, and welcome from me, this is Champs Manager 0102, off topic, where it all started. So, I think any CM 0102 fanatic, right, will have a similar sort of story or some sort of background as to where the bug first started. This is where it started for me, right? The old Amstrad CPC. Now, I've got to be honest, it was actually a 464 and not a 128K. I should state that right now. And it was a tape deck and not a disc drive. But I'm going to show you the very, very first game that I ever played, football game, on this nostalgic computer that I've tried to recreate how it looked. It was a green monitor, hence why I've gone for the green and not the colour, just so you can see. It would take about 4 minutes to load a game, and this is where it all started. I'm just trying to look for the game now because it's gonna take me fucking right. Okay, it's right. Okay, I will find it. I will fucking find it. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Okay. This is where it all started. And, you know, you've got to think to yourself, right? I think this kicked off in 1984, this computer, and then the games were really kicking in throughout the 80s. And it was always about, it was always about what could be more as realistic as possible. We'll just choose Everton, I think. Right, this is as basic as you know. They don't come any more simpler than this, but this was hilarious, right? Because this was basically the game. You had a skill, you had a fitness. This was it, right? And I know, right, this game, even this game here, so old. I remember it so well because I played it so much. It's fucking so shit. You would not believe how shit it is. Okay, you'd not believe how shit it is. So there you go, we're likely to get thrashed, and you can tell that just by that there. I mean, this was the very first game, but this is this is a management game as we know it, okay? This was a management game as we know it. There you go, we put it wide. Fucking brilliant. Now, have we switched sides? No, we haven't. So, 2-0. You know, you had to play a season to really get the hang of it. There were more games that came in. I mean, Soccer Rivals came in. That was a great game. That was like an element of board game. There was Football Director. There was two-player Super League, two-player Soccer Squad, multiplayer soccer. I mean, this is really ranging over to the Commodore 64, because we got Commodore sort of a few years later, and that was more advanced than the Amstrad. And then from the Commodore we went to the Amiga, and from the Amiga, of course, the Amiga is where you play Champions Manager. Essentially 93, I think it was. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But this is the culprit. This is a culprit where it all started. League Challenge is the one. You know, there are so many. What have we got here then? So, you're just going to buy it. You're going to buy anything and everything. Yeah, brilliant. Now, because it was a Commodore 64, that 64 stood for 64,000K memory. And on a certain type of games, makers of games, I think there was a maker called Cult Masters. They were responsible for a lot of games. If you played a game, because it was all management and it was just click, 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 like we do on CN, it would go memory full. So you had to ensure you saved on a regular basis and then reloaded it and loaded your saved game, because your memory then won't have any risk of crashing, because that's what would happen. That is exactly what would happen. So almost like have a weekly save on, I guess, as if you were playing CM. So this was the culprit, and there was a lot more. There was a lot more culprits. I mean, I've got fucking stacks over here, but I could be here for fucking ages. Football Director, Soccer Boss. Soccer Boss was I'll show you Soccer Boss. Soccer Boss was a complete shower of shit, right? I'll show you Soccer Boss, because Soccer Boss took about 5 minutes to load, I think it was. I think it was 5 minutes to load. Let's just reset that. Okay. Alright. I'll show you this is fucking hilarious, right? Let's see if we can speed this up. I'm gonna show you exactly what happens. This is how well I remember all these games, right? Right, we'll just take over. We'll take over Liverpool, shall we? Okay, that's our team. Do you want to edit the names? No, I don't. Okay, you can only have 3 substitutes. Okay, not substitutes. Sorry, 1 substitute. You can only have a maximum of 14 players in your entire squad. Okay, remember that. So what I would do, right, is you got your skill rating there of my goalie, which was with the hashtag a 6. You got Pate 6, Hopkinson 4, Waller 2, and so on and so on. The arrow, I believe, was a morale. I would actually, apart from my goalkeeper, I sell all my players, and you'll understand why I'm selling everyone in a minute. This was always a method I did. My bank, as you can see, 600,000. We're selling it. You sell it for a fraction. If I want to go and buy 2, it'll cost me 20,000. If I sell him, you get, I think it's 3 quarters back. So you'd only sell him for 15,000. Right. I would leave Frood in the resi on the sub, okay? Because you've got to have a sub. The player at the top of the transfer list would always be a 0, so you get him on a free transfer, okay? But I'm going to go and buy myself. I'm going to show you something, right? This is the concept of this. The concept of this, the tunes you're going to hear in a minute were brilliant. They were brilliant. The art about this game, right, was it was a real bastard for money. Just moving players around. We're playing 4-3-3, and as you can see, like your midfield, it says that my midfield is 8. Can you see that? And alongside rating, it says that I'm playing Bournemouth next. Your first 2 games are against Bournemouth, right? And it says that it's a 2-3-3, so technically I should hammer them. They are absolutely irrelevant. They are absolutely irrelevant. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just buy my team. Might have to buy some mediocre players, I think. Maybe should have kept that 6. But this is the hilarious thing, right? I know what the scoreline is going to be of the first game. And I'm going to try and remember now. In fact, I will remember. I can tell you when the goals are going to come as well. That's how... what's the word I want to use? That was the game. That was the game. Let's just move... Right, okay. So... I didn't mean to do that, actually. Okay, we need to go and buy. So what we got? How much money we got? We've still got 185,000. 187, sorry. So we need 2 more players. Right, okay. Okay. We ain't got the money, but we're going to go and get a loan out. Realistically, the idea was to never really get a loan out, to be honest with you. Okay. And I'm going to show you, you know, I remember playing it right and thinking, God, my team's fucking brilliant, look at this. And it was fucking awful. And what I'd also do, right, is I'd buy the 01, Hamlin. Now, if I were to buy that goalkeeper, Hurst, right, there has to be a goalkeeper on the transfer market. Has to be, right? So I'll buy Hurst. Whoever's at the top becomes a 0. And you can see he was a 1, weren't he? Okay? They do change. Now, because I've taken that goalie, Smith becomes someone becomes one. Do you understand what I mean? So, right, so let's go and buy that Smith. Okay. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to go 1 up on the 47th minute. I'm going to go 2 up on the 53rd minute. And then they're going to score on the 56th minute. Ready? Get ready. The sound concept is brilliant. You'll like it. If you like nostalgic games, you might like it. This is... CM ain't got shit on this. Positive. 1-0. Positive sound. And that's how it finishes, 2-1. You could never hit more than 4 goals in a game, so you couldn't win 5-0. If it went 4-3 to me, no more goals. It can't go 4-4. Now, I mean, quite often it changes in the second game, but recently I should win the second game 4-0. I'll go to the second game and I'll leave it at that. But this is where it started. Games like this, right? They really gave me the bug. This was the next level, really. You know, your gate receipts depended on where you were in the league. Your wages depended on how good a squad you had. The players go up and down randomly. It really was randomly. It wasn't. There was no. Just because I won, don't mean my players are going to go up. That was complete bullshit. I knew I'd get an injury there because I vaguely remember that, but luckily it's the the player on the bench. And bank repayments will be the last one. There you go. So I'm not sure if you're in the red, right? If you're in the red, which we might be. No, we're not. If you're in the red, because if you go under 34, you have to go and get a loan out. You must be in the black. I suppose you could fuck it, I suppose. If you had all zeros, I've never really tried that, believe it or not. But you can see, right, we've got players that have gone down. So what the fuck, right? So what we're just going to move... Oh, I know that if I... Right, 6-8, right, okay. 4-0, and don't quote me now, I think I might get 2 goals on the 66th minute. 4. I want to say 41, 46, something like that. 2 goals in the 66. Vaguely, it's been a long time since I played this. Oh, God. Okay, maybe not. I thought there was one in the 40s. Get ready, 66. And there you go. The most predictable game around. But this was better. I mean, you had European competition on this. You had games in hand. You had you had a little bit more to it. So that is it. That is it then, guys. That is how it all started for me. An off topic of Championship Manager. Till next time from me, guys. Take it easy.